Alright, hello everybody. Welcome to a hover percent race. We are back with the Diddy Racing Triathlon Tournament. My name is Dr. Fish and I will be your commentator for this race. We have Brandino versus Zojulix. Brandino of DDA and Zojulix of, wait, this isn't Mario Kart. I have not seen Brandino race yet, but I have raced Zojulix myself. Zojulix may have improved his PB past the last time I saw, which was a low 36, and I am actually unsure of Brandino's current PB. Both players are off. Hover vehicle movement is probably my favorite movement in the entire game. As you'll see, both players snaking back and forth. It's quite tricky movement, where both players are going to be moving their stick left and right, but very often just holding forward at the same time the whole way. As we see an 18 lap from Brandino and a 21 lap from Zojulix to start, so about 3 seconds apart on the first lap. But Brandino with a nice second lap so far, looking to get a 14 lap, very, very nice. Zojulix missing the zipper. Sometimes movement in hover going from water to land or land to water can be tricky and also quite laggy. Brandino looked like he was also trying to cut quite a bit out there, and he's going to end up with a 49. As we see, Zojulix able to connect a balloon, go through the water, connect the balloon, get on land, and hit the zipper. So that's quite good, as we have a bit of a menuing error from Zojulix moving into Fossil Canyon hover. Oh, and another error. He plays in car instead. Oh, and this time I think he actually went into time trial mode. Oh no. As we see Brandino on lap 1 of Fossil Canyon making his way through. He goes up to the plateau and grabs the balloon. He will grab the 2 extra bananas and be at 8 bananas. Bananas in this game incrementally give you speed about 1% per banana up to 10 bananas. After 10 bananas, it doesn't matter. You're getting the full value out of it. Oh man, Brandino getting the spike ball right in his pathway as he was going for the zipper. So he hit the spike ball, lost two bananas, and also lost his option to get any zipper there. Oh, runs right into the bubble, but also able to grab all the zippers for pond jump. In hover, you do pond jump on all 3 laps. Oh man, unfortunately missing the zipper. Is gonna opt for the balloon again as well. That's a good option. He's gonna get a 129 as Zojulix is making his way into lap 3 currently with a 28 second lap. So one thing you might notice these players doing is when they hit boosts, that players will continue to snake, because you can use your snaking to propel your boost farther. And Brandino going for bridge jump, unfortunately got quite a laggy zipper and was unable to get his way back onto the bridge for his boost, and he boosted to underneath the bridge. So quite an unfortunate lap 1. Looking for a better time here. He's gonna opt to play it kind of safe and not try to go for more of a over the bridge / water jump. Just kind of stay safe so you only have land there. Unfortunate boost into the rib of the dinosaur. Let's check in on Zojulix. He is currently finishing up his lap 1 here, so players are just about 1.5 laps behind, different right now, with Brandino in the lead, going for a 106 Jungle Falls. I obviously think he will not be happy with that, considering the fact that he went underneath the bridge on lap 1. And Zojulix making his way into his lap 3, opting for the zipper. Very interesting. And Brandino's route in itself was a bit different than I've seen some other players doing. I have seen some players opting for that route though, for sure. Where you just go straight for the 3 inside bananas, and you don't really go to the outside at all. And Zojulix is now making his way onto Hot Top Volcano, but he again makes a slight menuing error in that he switches to he's just kind of just presses A button a bit too many times and ends up in plane. Now he's in hover, and costing him quite a bit of time, about a half a lap on Brandino. All right, so he falls down, and as you see how harsh that is when you fall into the lava on that part of the lap, you want to be hanging on you really want to be on the ledge the whole time, like we just saw Zojulix coming off the second half of the ledges. However, being in the lava in this first part is not bad at all. Usually you'll be able to smoothly transition. However, this one that Brandino's on right now, you need to stay on here. And nice movement from Brandino, even using a little bit of the wall to get a nice little bump there. Is he's going to finish out here with what looks to be a 136. And we'll see Zojulix on lap 2 getting bounced around a little bit by the walls and bouncing into Leffen. All right, Treasure Caves now as Brandino has left Dino Domain and is in Sherbet Island now with a decent chunk of a lead here. We'll see just how far it is. This is a very short track, Treasure Caves, so there might end up being almost an entire like two Treasure Caves laps between the two players, or it might just be about 1.5 laps, depending. Both players were opting for the blue balloons here. I have found that going for the balloons is not always the best option, but Zojulix pretty much getting just about the same hover hot top time as Brandino did, with a 136. So about a 2.5 lap difference. Both players opting just for bananas at the start of Treasure Caves, as many players are. It is extremely difficult to go from your starting position to that zipper and hover. You just don't quite get that acceleration, and I missed Brandino's final time there. So if anyone in chat caught that, please let me know. As we have Zojulix on his lap 2 and Brandino starting Crescent Island, opting to not go for bananas, and does grab the zipper and gets one of the 2 bananas on the right side, grabs all 3 in the middle, has 4 bananas, not opting to go into the ship. I know that quite a few of the players have opted to go left, and then they'll go through the ship on lap 1 in order to grab the extra bananas you would normally get if you're going up the right side. Because you'll end up with 9 or 8, somewhere between 8 and 10 bananas in that case. So Brandino's gonna have 7 bananas this time around for this run. Not sure if he missed the banana. I don't think he missed a single one here in the cave, so he's gonna have 7 for the run, unless he opts for the unless he opts to go into the ship on 3, which he probably won't. So a nice 26 lap. Oh, hopping over, still able to grab the zipper. That is a really cool little jump that's used in time trials on lap 1 actually. That's how you go right and grab the banana and then usually come back. So good movement by Brandino there. He will miss the zipper. However, getting a 123 is a very solid Crescent Island time. As he's about 2 laps ahead or more on Crescent Island from Zojulix. We are going to see we're definitely seeing some gap, a bit of gap being formed between the 2 players. As now Brandino is on the default hover tracks in a row. We got Pirate Lagoon to start, and we'll go to Whale Bay after this. Ooh, missing that blue balloon. Just the way that Brandino was snaking, he just barely missed that. Zojulix getting a big boost and not really turning with it, and got kind of flung into the water because of it. However, hover is not too bad, obviously, in hover to end up in the water because you can float in water. Ooh, Brandino with a bonk, side bonk, just flew him out to the side, and he was unable to grab that zipper. He's able to get it there and just barely get over the edge, but a very rough 24 lap. Let's see, I know on lap 1 he got a really good boost chain. Let's see, all right, this time he doesn't cut it off quite as early. He seemed very timid with that really big boost on lap 1. And he is able to get a 108, which is a pretty good PL time, honestly. For someone who, I know that Brandino's a bit newer to the game, so he hasn't really been able to put in as much time as many of the other competitors who are playing hover in this tournament. Yeah, he's doing a really good job though, and we have Zojulix also doing a pretty good job here on Pyro Lagoon. I really haven't seen glaring mistakes besides menuing. That's really been the biggest problem for Zojulix, has been just some menuing errors. But the gameplay has been pretty nice to watch. As Brandino's going to make his way towards lap 3 of Whale Bay, he's going to get the double balloon, so that's good. And then also opting to grab the blue banana. I know that I've seen some players doing kind of time trial-y shot on like lap 2 or 3 to kind of cut corner. I think on lap 3 a lot of times players are going for definitely going for the balloon on 3, but we see Zojulix kind of opting to not even bother going for really bananas or going for the balloon and missed it. I saw Brandino got a sub 1, he got a 59 Whale Bay, so that's a very good time. As he moves on to Everfrost Peak, my absolute favorite hover track in this entire game is Everfrost Peak hover. It is my favorite, at least. I know that it's many other people's favorite, and it's just a wonderful track. Like the boosting patterns and the way that you fly on this course is so much fun to play and to watch. All right, let's see. We've got a 30 lap to start, a 30.5 for Brandino. The boosts he's not quite getting the boost that you need to get to the zipper. Hoping on lap 3 he can achieve that and go flying. He's also attempting to go for the ground zipper, which that ground zipper is extremely hard to get. And it's not always I think it's not always the best course of action. 29-26 lap 2 though. There we go. Brandino's got the flying on that lap. So that was a nice. That's one of the coolest interactions in Diddy Kong Racing, is the fact that you can go in the hover. You can go through air zippers, but however you cannot do that in car. All right, so let's see what he gets here. A 127, very nice. As Zojulix is now also on Everfrost Peak. See how he does. Looking like a slightly slower first lap by like only a second essentially from Brandino's run, as Brandino now is on Walrus Cove hover. Didn't really opt to hold right on there. So many times when you're doing loop-de-loops, you're gonna want to be holding right. Ooh, unfortunately loses his blue balloon, so he will not have that to use. So if he wants to go for it, he'll have to grab one here, which he does. And now let's see where Brandino opts to use his boost. I've seen people use the boost prior to this section or use it to get to the zipper at the end. Either way works. It's all comfortability of the player. As looks like Zojulix got a bit stuck there as he kind of put himself in the corner by as he's making his way into the last part of his Everfrost Peak hover race, and we've got Brandino going through Walrus Cove. He used it last time just to get to the final zipper, and I think he'll use it the same here. Just gotta wait a little bit and use it about right. Yeah, that's definitely the right spot to use it. He just wasn't quite lined up enough to get it, but a good try, and in the, let's hope on lap 3 that he can get it. But I am still, but definitely not a bad Walrus Cove so far. I think the only thing that I might advise is to hold to the right side on zippers, because you tend to go faster and you get a really nice release off of the loop-de-loop when you are done. It'll kind of kick you out and you'll be able to maintain a lot of speed. 145 is a good time though. As he's going to move to Snowball Valley, and Zojolix is going to get a 38.55 first lap here on Walrus Cove. So let's see, Brandino is going to opt for the bananas. Okay. So this is kind of like the time trials routing for doing Snowball Valley. A lot of players I have seen opting just to go for the kind of the car balloon route, where you just essentially just kind of go as fast as you can through the tunnels with the boosting, but having 11 bananas is really good. So like it's not bad at all. Ooh, lost a bit of control there. I mean, the terrain is really bumpy, so I mean, I don't really blame Brandino for kind of messing him up. Like, that is extremely tricky terrain to play on. All right, Zojolix is making his way through lap 3. Ooh, interesting. Trying to boost into the zipper. That's a possibility for sure. As a 54 is actually a super solid time. So really, really good. So really good job by Brandino on Snowball Valley. Had a couple of hiccups, but was still able to get a sub 1, which that's good. As a really nice balloon to zipper combo for Zojolix there. All right, let's see if Brandino opts for the shortcut on Frosty Village, or if he opts for the normal route of just doing this like a standard route here. So he does go into the forest, goes for the double zipper, gets a double, almost got a triple. That would have been awesome to see a triple there. Zojolix is now in Snowball Valley. It looks like he opted just to go with the balloons on lap 1. 35 lap from Brandino's. He'll grab a bunch of bananas there. Some really wide movement, but I mean, this Frosty Village is actually super tricky to do in hover, honestly. Like I have found that it is quite tricky, and like knowing it's knowing the angles of the course, and just kind of knowing like in what ways you kind of have to move to be able to get like balloon, like especially this first balloon here, like you really have to go wider to grab it and really be able to like do kind of like what Brandino did there. So that was good movement for sure. And then the forest is just really tricky, and it's just kind of knowing where the zipper is comparatively. Ooh, an unorthodox way of getting the double, but got the double nonetheless. So that's 2 doubles for Brandino in this race. Now let's see what Zojolix does. Last time I believe I saw Zojolix was racing me, and he went for the shortcut. So let's see if he goes for it again, or if he's just gonna opt to go kind of the standard way of doing it. As Brandino moves to Haunted Woods Hover, which is a really fun track. Okay, so Zojolix got just 2 out of the 3 zippers and did not get any double in that. Okay, so we do see Zojolix going for the shortcut, and I think he definitely got the trigger. So let's see how he does here. Meets up with the AI, and he'll be making his way down. I really like that he's going for the shortcut, because the shortcut's really good, and if you can feel comfortable with it, then for sure you're in a good spot. Gets the double. Definitely was taking his. It seemed like he might have been holding A, or kind of not putting as much gas on the pedal there. For sure, because usually when you go hit that first one, you usually just or the second one, you usually just bounce a lot. I can see that he's kind of not snaking quite as much doing the boost like that. All right, so he got the trigger. Definitely went a bit too far, but still, the fact that he's doing this is really good. Like, props to Zojolix. He definitely he definitely got this in a faster time. I know in my race he missed the trigger. However, he's doing a good job here, and he's gonna get a 1:44. I don't know what his average standard times would be, so if that's better than it or not, or if it's better or worse than it, I do not know. But it's good nonetheless. As Brandino, unfortunately, trying to use the air zipper, that is very tricky to do. So him missing that is definitely like understandable. That is a very tricky strat to go for. Looks like Zojulix opting to go for both zippers, and he does get it. He gets the zipper. As Brandino's gonna finish lap 1 of Windmill Plains with a 42. Windmill Plains is another short track. It is quite a fun hover track. I'm learning. I actually kind of really like when Haunted Woods as a hover track, a bit more than I like it as a car track. I think. It's not a bad car track, but it's just not my favorite by any means. All right, so let's see. Zojulix is going into lap 3. He got a 21.96 lap 2. Brandino going to use the boost to get to the zipper. So that's a good method. I like that Zojulix is trying to hit all these zippers. That first zipper on Haunted Woods is really tough to hit. Honestly, it is super tough. So I don't blame him for missing it. He got it once. Got a 1:07. That's a good time. As Brandino is making his way through lap 3 of Windmill Plains. Oh man, bonking the terrain, causing him to miss the balloon. He is going to obviously be able to get the boost up the hill. He'll end up with a sub 2 with a 1:53. That's a good time. Zojulix may have accidentally pressed the trigger button there to use his blue balloon. You usually want to either use it once you're in the cave or use it like somewhere in here, where Zojulix is now. Opting on lap 1 to even go for the kind of faster through the water route. You can do multiple things there. You can do what Zojulix did there. You can grab some bananas like Brandino did. So it's all player preference for kind of like balloon, kind of banana routing essentially. As we see Brandino on lap 1 of Greenwood Village, getting a 32 lap, so very nice. Was able to get 6 bananas. Getting the bananas in the beginning part of this track is really tricky. Ooh, wow, skating right through. Ooh, getting a nice bonk that kind of just got him on the ground faster. I don't usually advise people to boost there in Greenwood Village because most times you'll bonk and lose all your speed and fall down. But that was just a very fortunate bonk. Ooh, a bit of rough movement, but still overall a good Greenwood Village so far. And we got Zojulix going through his lap 3 here. Doing a good job to get himself back on track after that, kind of being a little too far left on the entrance, getting himself into position to get through the track. He's gonna get he's gonna get just over 2 minutes, a 2:01. As we can see that these players are now essentially a full Greenwood Village apart. So at this rate, if Brandino's last PB that I saw is the 34 that's on SR's on the website. So I think he probably has a better time overall at this point, but I haven't checked the website recently to see what if there's any updated PB. But this is looking real nice, and Zojulix only being a little far behind also means that he's probably in line for a PB if he continues this up. However, both players are soon to be in Future Funland, which tends to be very tricky hover tracks. In general, they are the hardest tracks in the game. Most of them are pretty difficult for hover. Star City, which I think is a really not so difficult car track, it can definitely be tricky in the hover craft just because of all the 90-degree turns. Boulder Canyon is such a good track. It's my it's my favorite. It's my second. Actually, no, it's my second favorite of the defaults. My favorite's Pirate Lagoon. But good movement in Boulder Canyon for Brandino. Nice job chaining the blue balloon off the boost in Castle Jump. The last lap 3 boost is usually always very laggy because of CPU placement. AIs in this game do not have rubber banding, which completely means that the CPUs will eventually kind of become obstacles on races, as we see a 137 on Greenwood Village from Zojilix, as Brandino's now in Future Funland on Space Dust Alley. Space Dust Alley is probably my favorite Future Funland track to do in Hover, although I'm quite liking almost every single one of these tracks in Future Funland. But this is also a difficult track, and it's very easy to get some serious mess ups if you have just like a couple of bad sections, honestly. But a really nice job chaining the zipper with the blue balloon boost, as he will have the double and goes right through the magnet. You love to see it with the double, so Brandino will get the triple. And he will, and I'm not sure if he'll use it. I think he'll use it to still try and hit the zipper. I think a lot of times, because like that zipper, if you're trying to jump into that zipper, and you don't have the angle, you're gonna crash right into the wall on the side. Especially if you get a lagless zipper, it's more likely if your angle's off that you're just gonna smack into it if you're off by any bit. Oh, unfortunately, losing the double balloon. That happens quite often. The magnet is very much just straight in the middle. So if that happens, it's gonna be a very high possibility, unless you have a lot of speed, or you can't really dodge it outright. Then you're gonna struggle to keep it. All right, as we're gonna see a 148 flat. It looked like a 148.00 from Brandino, as Zojilix has finished Boulder Canyon, and he will move into Future Funland as Brandino moves to into Dark Moon Caverns. So Dark Moon Caverns is another tricky track with a lot of interesting terrain. It's pretty straightforward for like the latter half of the track, as you'll see here, as it's about 1/3 loop-de-loop, where we'll see Brandino boost into the loop. He is really just going straight down the center. I feel like sometimes being in the center at the end can help. Just getting that extra boost, the extra speed from being on the right side is just so crucial with loops. I'm not sure if Zojilix has been doing that. He has not been on another loop-de-loop lap besides Walrus Cove. So we'll see when he gets to Dark Moon how he handles the loops, as he's opting to go straight through the center where the ship is, which is fine. You can do that, especially if you're not comfortable with the boost and getting that correct angle and to not bonk into the wall. As we see some good snaking from Zojilix. He's got a really nice snaking pattern. And snaking is an extremely tough technique to get down. So good on Zojilix to have been working on it and to have a really good looking snaking. Some really good looking snaking. Brandino as well has nice snaking patterns to when he's playing. As he'll finish up with what looks to be a bit under 2 minutes, potentially. I think so. I think it'll be like a 157. Yeah. Okay. As Zojilix finishes Space Dust Alley, both players are literally about probably about 157 apart. I'm gonna say probably about just under 2 minutes apart in time, as Brandino enters Star City. he has 2 tracks left here. He has Star City and Spaceport Alpha. I wonder if either player is going to go for the out of bounds. Or sorry, not for the out of bounds. For the shortcut on Spaceport Alpha. It can definitely save time if you do it like correctly, and you are able to handle everything really well. You can definitely save time. However, if I found that players who just do it in standard, if you just do it like going through the vent, if you can do the vent well, then you're probably not losing that much time to someone who's doing a shortcut. All right, Brandino's making his way through Star City, missing the zipper there, and also I can see he wants that blue balloon. He wanted it on the first lap and just didn't get there. All right, so let's see how Zojulix handles the loop here. Let's see how he handles it. Gets his 10 balloons. All right, yeah, he holds a bit to the right, but he also is not just straight up holding it. He's kind of just letting his vehicle kind of bounce around, it looks like. That's definitely something that can help both players in the future, but a nice boost from Zojulix there, dodging the ceiling of the first part of Dark Moon Caverns. As Brandino is making his way to the finish line here on Star City, and he will move on to our final track. Brandino's looking like he can with a nice time here, he can get a 32. But he's gonna need under 2 minutes, otherwise he'll get a 33. So we're looking at him needing like a 140s to actually get it. And it looks like he does not go for the shortcut, which is, you know, if that's what you're comfortable with, that's what you're comfortable with. All right, good job getting out of the vent. He's gonna grab the balloon. He's going to chain the balloon into the zipper. Oh, and just the angle was off. So that angle is extremely crucial to get correctly going through the zipper. So he's going to finish lap 1 with a 43 flat as Zojulix is making his way through Star City lap 1. Bonking on the wall there, unfortunately. He does slow himself down to grab the balloon. All right. Brandino in lap 2 gets through the vent again. Let's see if this time turns out a little bit better. He's gonna boost. Yep, it did. It turned out much better. He was able to get past the first pillar and able to get some nice boost through the laser room. You can, I think, going into lap 3. Not sure how much traps are going to be there. Sometimes there's like spike balls and stuff there, depending on your pace. It looks like for Brandino, they're more kind of in that middle section. But I sometimes advise to grab the shield balloon there. But good jobs for Brandino. It looks like he's going to finish he's just going to finish with a low 33. So that'll be a, I don't know if this is a tournament PB or even a PB in general. But a 33.08 is a very solid time as Zojulix is making his way on lap 3. Zojulix is poised for a nice time here, I think. And he's going to enter... Ouch. Very harsh bonk. If you're a little too far right, you can just straight head bonk there in a little corner. As Zojulix is making his way with about 3:30 on the clock, about a little over 33:30 on the clock, able to look for a 35, I believe. Definitely possible if he just goes for a normal. I think if he just has a nice standard Spaceport Alpha here, he'll definitely be good. Yeah, we see both players kind of doing the same type of movement for the vent. Bonking and then letting it carry them up and then pushing forward to get out. All right. So I think as long as Zojulix doesn't make any like major mistakes, he should definitely get a 35 here. And that'll be really cool because I think that'll be a brand new PB for him. Ooh, a bit using a lot of R tapping there, in the tunnel. So that I mean, R tapping can definitely be a helpful tool in some parts of the races. Nice movement there, is able to get out of the vent pretty solidly. I mean, this is great. I want to hear at the end of the both players got a PB. That's exactly what we're here for in these races. To see people get new best times, to see people have awesome races. And this definitely looks like a really solid race for Zojulix. He's definitely poised to get a mid 35s, like maybe a 35-40-ish time, or maybe even a 35-30s for sure. Like one of those two. But some really good movement. He got the double blue into blue on that one. Unfortunately missing the zipper, but he's able to get his speed up really fast because of the amount of balloons that he has, and he'll finish out strong here. 30 looks like a 35-30s. Bang, 35-31. Congratulations to Zojulix and to Brandino. Whew. Look at this. Fantastic race from both players. See if we can get them both in for interviews. All right, welcome both players. Welcome Zojulix. Welcome Brandino.
Is that a PB for you?
Congrats. Yeah.
No, I got a 35-11 in my last race.
Oh.
But
Welcome
so
players.
I just can't help but find that hilarious. That if I hadn't gone into, you take out all of my messed up Fossil Canyon menuing literally right away, and I PB.
Probably. That was really unfortunate. I was like, oh, he went back into Ancient Lake. Oh no. And then you went into Kart, and then you finally got to Hover, and then you went to Hover Time Trials, I think.
Yeah, I did. And I was just sitting there like,
no.
I'm like, what am I doing? Like, just go into the right thing.
Yeah, that was a bit rough. And then, but for the most part, your race looked really good. Same with Brandino. You guys, neither of you made any super glaring mistakes. You had a much better shortcut than the last time I saw you race for Frosty Village. Like, I don't know if that was actually like one of your better shortcuts there, shortcut races there or not. So.
Yeah, that felt a lot cleaner for me. I went
Definitely.
and took a lot of time and just practiced it, and like, unfortunately, I have the funky cue of if I bonk on that right side there, that bonk there is intentional because every time I bonk, I hit the checkpoint, so I always make sure to do that.
Yeah, I figured.
I'm happy to PB, but it could have gone a lot better. I lost. Oh God, I lost. Yeah, Star City lost me about 7 seconds alone. Coming off of a hot gold from Dark Moon, so it can be better, but my sum of best is down to a 32-30, so that 31 is looking more and more realistic by the day.
Sure, definitely.
I put in a lot of work to Frosty Village and still lost time on it, unfortunately, because that's just the way of the village.
It's a harsh course. It's all about knowing, especially that forest, it's just kind of knowing where the zipper is.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Right off the bat, and just trying to always get that angle correct.
The thing that I'm noticing most is that like tournament races are where I miss the most zippers, so that's something that I need to work on. I've been like, there's been a lot of times where it's like good pace, then I miss a zipper and I drop all my speed because I was expecting to hit it. So it's like, can I cut down on that? And the time I want will be there. Yeah,
but definitely congrats on getting a PB there. Like, that was a really nice race.
GG's, Zolja.
Yeah, GG to you too.
Man,
I've been playing that 33 was a minute PB like a week ago, and now I've been playing within like crush pace of that. So like
battery low.
It's cool to see because it's like DKR is one of those games you just get better, and suddenly you just start doing everything better after you train enough times.
That is DKR for sure.
You just
that's something I noticed too. Is like I started running 100% because of this triathlon. Thanks, Sweener, by the way. And I had my first run was a 38, and so to be down to a 35-31 is a race time and the time of this triathlon, and Like, I set a goal for myself that before I finish all of my matches, I want to have a sub 35. And so seeing that that's something that's literally just right on the horizon, I could put that run together at any point, just blows my mind.
That's awesome. Yeah. I mean, there's been so many players in this. There's been so many players in this tournament in the hover percent who have improved their times by like minutes. There's so many of us who have done it.
That's the most exciting part about this whole tournament is watching people tackle a single vehicle percent race and just slowly crush their times.
Yeah.
Everybody's doing it, man. Like, I'm just watching as everybody gets better, and it's such a heartwarming thing.
It is, yeah. Especially because these types of things help, like, especially like, they can help for time trials because it just helps your movement get better completely, and like it can help for other RTA stuff because your hover movement getting better helps you for Pirate, Lagoon, Whale Bay, and Boulder Canyon for stuff like Hundo and ATR, and then just in general, it's really nice to get better at vehicles. And this tournament, it's just been so cool, and just to see everybody improving and everything like that.
Yeah, I completely agree. I've been really happy watching all the improvements, watching people tackle vehicles that they might not have previously even tried to specialize in, and now they're getting like ridiculously consistent times. Just all around, it's been great to see from everyone. And we're not even close to done with the first round robin here. We still got plenty of races to go.
Yeah,
there's gonna be a lot more fun challenges along the way for everyone.
Yeah,
I'm excited, and I know this tournament too. Like, I was sitting here thinking of my last race. I was like, every single time I come back and play DKR again, it's because of a tournament. And rather than just only play DKR for a tournament, just so that way I can prepare for a little bit, get my butt handed to me, and then go from there. Why not just play more DKR and do better at the next tournament? So that'll be like, that's something I'm hoping to look forward to, is to take a lot more time to just get better at this game in general, so that way I'm not always losing every single one of my matches.
Awesome.
All right, I think we're good here then.
Yeah, I think that's all. Yeah. So thank you everybody for watching. Thank you, Sweeter, for the restream, and Brandino and Zojulix for this great race. Congrats on the PB, Brandino, and congrats on getting within 20 seconds of your PB, Zojulix.
Thank you.
And we hope to see you all later. I don't know if there's any more races later today, but I know tomorrow it seems like it's jam-packed again for Saturday races.
We have races starting from 1 p.m. all the way until 4. So stick around tomorrow. We're going to have a lot of fun for y'all.
Awesome.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.